Hello, people. I know the last video, I don't know what happened. It didn't do the thumbnail. I had to cancel it and I had to redo it again. That's okay. I'm sure the 20 some odd seconds won't impress anybody. But anyway, this is on the Olympics. Okay, I'm going to try to keep this nice because I think the Olympics is a farce. It's been a farce for a long time. Do people really care anymore or even take the Olympics seriously? Because I don't. I haven't taken the Olympics seriously since the original Dream Team, which was a farce, which was an excuse to win a gold medal at all costs. We cheated. Sorry, the Dream Team, they cheated. They cheated because they put professionals against European teams who didn't have a chance to win. Sorry, I wasn't impressed with the Dream Team. And when the Dream Teams lost, I was happy. I was proud they lost because it was a scam from the beginning. As you can tell, I'm not big on basketball. Well, I like basketball, actually. I like playing it. I don't like watching it. I think it's boring to watch. But I'm sorry. I found the Dream Team. I'm starting with that for the moment. I found the Dream Team. That's probably when I lost interest in the Olympics. When that farce was created. It was a farce. You put some of the greatest basketball players on the American team, and you actually think they were going to lose? I'm glad when the other Dream Teams lost. I'm serious. I was happy. Good. I'm glad you lost because you tried to once again fix a basketball game in the Olympics. I don't want to hear it. But that's just one of my rants. Not really ranting. I used to like the Olympics. I mean, before that, I used to like it. I used to watch it. I used to enjoy all the competitions. I found it interesting. But I'm sorry. The Olympics is an excuse for a whole bunch of countries that really can't stand each other. To pretend that they're competing and, oh, they're going to get along. And, oh, they're friendly. I think 1972 in Munich might have proven otherwise. When the Jews were killed by the Palestinians, the terrorists who killed them. I mean, sorry, people. I mean, I have my notes. I'm gonna. First of all, there are some movies of the Olympics I do like. Okay, I do have a list of a few, not all of them. Also, I just picked 8 movies that are either directly or indirectly related to the Olympics that I personally like. So I will start with that, a positive thing, despite the fact I think the Olympics could go away, and I don't think anybody would care. Well, the athletes would care. I mean, the athletes are the only ones that really should care. But the Olympics was supposed to be about unprofessional amateur athletes. There hasn't been an amateur athlete in the Olympics in years. Another farce. I mean, the idea of the Olympics was cool. I remember when the movie came out. Let's see, I wrote it down. Let's see, I wrote it down. Where did I put it? Well, I thought I had put it down. It was in the first Olympics. Yeah, right there. All right, let me just read my list on the Miracle. Miracle is probably the best Olympics movie, hockey movie there is. I'll say hockey movie. It's the best Olympic movie. Actually, it's not. Chariots of Fire, which is also on my list. But Miracle, written in 2004, with Kurt Russell playing Herbie Brooks. It's a good movie. It's a good, you really know what happens. You know how it happens. I mean, it is a good movie. This was before the Dream Team, so it was a good movie, and it wasn't full of nonsensical politics, which I'll get to probably eventually. I like the movie. It's not my number one movie. It's just the number one movie on my list. The second movie, which would be the number one movie on my list if I had actually written it in order the way it should have been, was Chariots of Fire. Eric Little, Harold Abrams, all that, the 1924 Olympics. That's a good movie. That's an excellent movie. Won Best Picture. I think it was 81, yeah. I mean, I like that movie. I love the music. Vangelis, the music from him, excellent. I love that movie. It was a good movie. Good, with portrayal of Olympic athletes. 1924. I could say before politics interrupted, except there's a scene in the movie where they're kind of trying to convince Eric to, you need to run for king and country. And Eric says, no, God first, king later. Politics, that's literally, I think, when politics started trying to wedge its way in. It didn't wedge its all the way in until about 12 years later in Berlin. The other music movie I have on my list is Munich. I actually have not seen Munich, but I've heard it's very good. It was up for Best Picture. It is about the 1972 massacre of the Jewish athletes by the PLO. Steven Spielberg made it, so it's probably good. The first Olympics, it was the miniseries on TV, the Athens, 1896. If I remember correctly, it wasn't too bad. It was a good little portrayal of the founding of the modern Olympics. I should have had better notes. I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. I'll try to do better next time. But too many things are happening now. I haven't had time to do my notes clear of it. That's a good movie, a good miniseries on the Olympics, the creation of the modern Olympics. Another movie I have is Race, Jesse Owens' story. Now, I do not remember ever seeing this movie, but then again, I probably did. When I was a kid, I probably did. Another good movie. Jim Thorpe, All-American, the 1912 Olympics, where he won the decathlon and the pentathlon. Jim Thorpe being played by Burt Lancaster? I think it was Burt Lancaster, if I remember correctly. The Boys in the Boat, which I'm reading now. I have watched the documentary. The book's pretty good, actually. It's description of the Great Depression. It's just FDR had nothing to do with us getting out of the Great Depression. Okay, he caused more problems than he was worth. World War II got us out of the Great Depression. Not FDR. But I also have Unbroken on here. I have not seen the movie. I read the book. The book is good. The book has the Olympics in it, so I put that on my list. So I wanted to see the movie and I never did. I don't see a lot of movies. I just don't. I don't really. I don't go to a lot of movies, and I don't watch a lot of movies on YouTube. I don't have a TV, and I used to have tons of DVDs, but I don't have any room anymore for the DVDs. So I had to get rid of those for the books. Books are more important because they're better than movies. Ow. This chair has got to be replaced. But anyway, Unbroken is a good movie about an Olympic athlete, 1936 again. Same one as Jesse Owens was in. I put a few little highlights on here of what I put. The Nadia Comaneci 1976 Olympics. I vaguely remember watching that one. I remember her gymnastics. I remember. Oh man, I'm trying to do these things by memory, and I'm 58 years old, and I don't want to think I'm getting old. I am. But I can't remember her name. Anyway. Michelle Kwan, I remember watching her. My point of the Olympics is very simple. It's become politicized. It started to become. It became a political tool, thanks to a certain German dictator in 1936. I mean, granted, Heinrich Himmler Goebbels had to convince Hitler that, this would be a good propaganda tool, because Hitler didn't want to do the Olympics. He wasn't interested. And then he didn't see the importance of it until, Goebbels told him, no. This is a good way to show that the Aryans are the master race and that we were better than everybody. Except they forgot to tell Jesse Owens that. And this book, by the way, is on the 9 Americans and their quest for Olympic gold at the 36 Olympics, Berlin Olympics. This is about the rowing team, which won. So Jesse Owens and those guys won. But politics has been corrupting the Olympics majorly since 1936. I look at the Olympics as basically political theater. It's a bunch of countries who really can't stand each other, a lot of them, who would like to wipe each other out. Iran, countries like that. Anyway, and wipe out a certain country of Jews. Oh look, there's an Israeli flag right there. Why am I going that way? But it's politics. Politics ruins everything, and it's ruined the Olympics. I mean, the Munich massacre in '72 was politics. What it is now is politics. Hitler made it into politics. I mean, you can't escape it. The Olympics used to be something worth rooting for. Go team, go country, so on and so forth. But sorry, I and the last straw for me wasn't a political thing. It was the dream team. I literally, from the very beginning, I said this is ridiculous. They have manipulated that they cannot lose. If they had lost, I would have been the happiest camper alive. I would have been shouting for joy to watch those people lose. And I do. Every time the dream team is lost, I am shouting for joy. Because it's a scam. The Olympics used to be about the best athletes competing with each other. At least that's what it's supposed to be. I keep slipping. Anyway, I get comfortable and I sit down. I don't have very good posture, people. I like slouching, and I'm a sloucher. Sometimes. I mean, why can't I remember that woman's name? It's gonna drive me crazy. I should have just looked it up, but I'm not going to. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I cannot stand politics, so I don't even like talking about it. Because, particularly modern politics, particularly politics now, it's just corrupting every single thing it touches because it's seeped into everything it's touching, including the Olympics. I'm not impressed with these Olympic athletes, not all of them. Not really. I like figure skating. It's poetry on ice and sexuality on ice, and it's wonderful to watch because that's talent. Skating is wonderful to watch. Yes, they're beautiful women, I know, but still. It takes a lot of. It's fun to watch. It is poetry on ice. I like hockey. I like the hockey thing. That's probably the only two things I kind of hold on to in the Olympics. But it's just as political. I mean, even this, I think they're having some sort of political something this year in the ice skating with the Russian skater or something. But who's warming up their engine? No, I know who it is, believe me. I can't do anything about it. But anyway, I mean, I liked Miracle on Ice, as I said before. And I generally don't watch hockey movies. This is one of the few hockey movies I will watch every time it's on. I saw Slapshot. I'm sorry. I don't understand why that movie is so popular. I know it's Paul Newman, but still, I don't know why it's so popular. It's not as good as Miracle. I'm sorry. It's just not as good as Miracle. So shoot me. Chariots of Fire, as I've said before, excellent film. Excellent look at people's lives. Eric Liddell dying in the closing ends of the war in China. Became a missionary for the China. But politics, to me, is one of the major reasons why I don't watch politics. Why I don't watch the Olympics. It's political. I mean, I know I keep saying it, but it's like, I think it's frustrating because I want to enjoy it. I want to watch these athletes competing with each other. But in this day and age, it's not about the athletes. It's about politics. I mean, I know I keep saying it, and maybe if I keep saying it enough, people will realize just how pervasive we have allowed it to become. I mean, movies like Munich are worth making. They say something. They should say something. The first Olympics was a good movie about the beginning of the modern Olympics. They were all good movies. I didn't write them all down. I don't do comedies. I did find a list of comedies Olympic related, and I'm sorry. I'm not going to bring up I, Tonya, which I think was a joke. I remember that. The Nancy Kerrigan and the Tanya Roberts. No, that's an actress. Tonya Harding. Sorry, Tanya Roberts. I'm sorry. I know. Two different people. One's beautiful. One's a pain in the ass. But, or was. I don't know how she looks like anymore. But I remember that Olympics. I remember all that nonsense. I'm sorry. I find it funny when I look back on these things and I'm thinking, I wish I could enjoy sports better. I can't even watch baseball that much anymore because that's politicized. I find football. Well, I've always found football. I listen to football when I'm writing. That's just It gives me something to listen to. Particularly if the Vikings are losing. I love it when the Vikings lose because, well, one, I'm a Dolphin fan. But two, this team manages to somehow be winning and then figuring out miraculous ways to lose. It's fun. But back to the Olympics. That's what this is supposed to be about. Um, I mean, I think I vaguely remember Bruce Jenner. I know I'm not going to call him boys now because I'm sorry. I remember Bruce Jenner. Deal with it. I mean, Boys in the Boats, as I keep bringing up, excellent book on the Great Depression. Excellent book on rowing. I mean, I am learning a lot. I am learning a lot. Anyway. But, you know, I my notes, I mean, I know who Michelle Kwan is. Christy Yamaguchi, that's one person. The other person I was thinking of, the one figure skating, I believe, in the Olympics. Why am I not remembering that girl's name? Incredible. I cannot get out of my brain. Well, I am 58 years old, people. I'm allowed to not remember everything. It's going to drive me crazy when I turn this off. It's going to be on. I'll remember it when I turn this thing off. But I need to clean this now. But I don't have an interest in the Olympics, as I keep saying. I find it political. I find it it's commercial. Maybe that's the word I'm thinking of. It's too commercialized. It's no longer about sports. It's not. Sports is almost a sideline. And some of these athletes have worked long and hard to get where they are, but it's like I can't invest anything into them because it's like not as much as I could or used to. I mean, I used to care. I mean, I still like hockey. I like hockey. I like sports. I still technically like sports. I just can't watch a lot of it because it's like, well, as I keep repeating ad nauseum, politics. Well, I'm at 17 minutes. This is probably longer than it should be. Well, people, you behave yourselves because you know I'm not going to. I will see you later. Probably tomorrow or later today. Later.